was the one in the neighborhood who baked the pies, who made the jelly, who brought it over to the neighbors, who shared what's in her garden. She taught us all about those things.
Hey, you guys! Did you come see me?
Pat Turansky, grandmother, mom, wife, and businesswoman, all wrapped up into everyone's favorite Aunt Patty.
A name isn't just a name. It's a person that grew up in a home that was allowed to just kind of figure out who she was, whether it be in the kitchen or it be at school.
Her grandmother, her mom, and a college professor each provided Pat with the ingredients it takes to make a good life. And Aunt Patty passes that experience on to her own children, her grandchildren, and now on to you.
You know, we used to can and make jelly and cook and bake cookies.
Aunt Patty's kitchen is part playground, a dash of science lab,
You each find a space to stand and put your piece of wax paper down.
and a place where taking a chance
Let's get back to cookies.
or trying something new always trump following the recipe.
Can I try some frosting? Can I try some?
Sure. I think every chef has to try their frosting.
Perfecto.
I was never one to just follow it to the letter. You know, there was always some little twist that I would add to that.
In 1975, Aunt Patty, a home economics major, and her husband Dick turned a beekeeping hobby into their Glory Bee business. Aunt Patty, always experimenting with new, healthier ingredients, birthed her own product line so others could learn to make recipes their own naturally.
I think I found my voice in the kitchen because there I could take a recipe, kind of be in my own self and just do what I wanted to do with it.
Aunt Patty is about trying something new.
And just remember that if you get a little hole in the pie crust, just press it together and patch it and it'll all be fine.
About giving permission to make a mistake in the kitchen and in life. Her products are designed to provide health, hope, and perhaps the courage to take on a recipe first, other challenges in the future.
They're afraid of failure. And when people are afraid of failure, then they don't want to put the spoon into the bowl with the flour and the butter.
Aunt Patty believes the kitchen is almost a sacred place where health, experimentation, and life can be discovered.
The kitchen is not a place where perfection is born. The kitchen is often a place where I can go when life gets hairy and kind of be myself.
With Aunt Patty, there's no judgment, no criticism.
Grandma?
That's okay.
No wonder she's everyone's favorite aunt.
You know, teaching all of us about how to care about other people through, a lot of it has been somehow surrounded with food.
These two right here for the guys, and maybe you could sit there, Reggie.
Aunt Patty believes whether it's food or relationships, you get out what you put into
And the
it.
cornbread actually has Regine's little touch to it where I put honey in the cornbread.
And the right ingredients matter, whether making great food or connections to people.
When I have my name on a product, I want it to not only be good, enhance the product, make it fun, but I want it to be valuable to the body.
Aunt Patty products are healthy alternatives. They are perfect for the busy lifestyle we live because with Aunt Patty products, you don't have to reinvent the recipe, just make it your own, naturally.
Someone like myself who works outside the home and is busy with kids and sports and activities, but still wants to pretend they're a little bit of a gourmet, really enjoys using the Aunt Patty's products to enhance their cooking.
For example, Aunt Patty's coconut oil, and substitute that for some of the butter in a cookie.
Aunt Patty, Pat Turansky, knows her line of products will spice up your kitchen and help you eat healthier. But even more than that, Pat Turansky hopes what you experience in the kitchen brings freedom and a new voice to the rest of your life.
Make it your own naturally is important because that's kind of what I've always done. I've taken what's there and then I've added my own zest, if you will, to it. And I also think it's important because I'm not Betty Crocker. The lady that might use my Aunt Patty product is not Pat. She's herself. But it gives permission to just add your own twist.
And I think, you know, the brand Aunt Patty really came from us wanting to share what she already was doing. And she was doing these things. I mean, this is really who she is.
Quality ingredients. Whether in relationships or in the kitchen, it all matters.
The Aunt Patty's product embraces a philosophy of getting out of the box and trying something new, or taking the Pillsbury box and adding a new twist to that that would add nutritional value.
Sometimes getting out of the box in the kitchen is not easy. We tend to follow recipes for fear of making a mistake and ruining a meal.
The standard isn't perfection, the standard is experience.
Okay, that's good.
And it can be messy in the kitchen. And life can be messy.
Whoa. I did too much.
It's okay if it makes a little bit of a mess.
Aunt Patty is not afraid of messy, and she doesn't think you should be either. No matter how old you are, this is the place where it can begin.
And the outcome of messy can be a beautiful product. The kitchen has allowed me to know that life isn't perfect. And that's what I'd want to say to people, and that's what I want kids to know.
I can't get it. It will.
Well, why don't you try on the bigger one? You want to try on the bigger one?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know you can do this, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Trying is the key. Try that with one of them.
You guys,
I think the big thing about Aunt Patty's, not only myself, the person, but the product, is that life is an experience, and you don't get to have experience unless you experiment. This is more than a product line for me. This is really what my heart is. I have 3 words: people, product, and process. It's about people. I can be a good hostess and I can do those things well, but behind all that is a person that's just pretty down to earth, that likes to dig in the dirt. If you sit at my table, I want to stand behind what I present.
Perhaps Aunt Patty is onto something. Ingredients, relationships, people, and products really do matter. And to see these begin in the kitchen, that is just Aunt Patty.